Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Plebian Racing World Tour. This is Season 2 kicking off. This is the Audi TT Cup. We are at Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, located at Stavelot. Excuse me, I'm still collecting myself as we're getting underway for qualifying and making sure everything is sorted. As I was saying, this is Season 2 of the World Tour here at Spa-Francorchamps. We are driving the Audi TT Cups this season. And a whole new grid and a whole new grid of people that I haven't seen before. So not only will this be new and exciting for me, I think this will be new and exciting for a lot of you as well that are watching this, that have been in the grid before from last season. But I do want to take a moment to look at the championship for Season 1 and get an idea of what happened, what went down, and who took what kind of trophies home with them. Pasha Patterson in P1 for the championship with 108 points led the way in the championship over Penguin, who missed out on a few races but still was able to maintain a half-point lead while missing a race over Martin in third place for the championship with 64 points. Tradion not far behind with 54. James leader with 54 tied, although James missed 2 races on his own, but I believe finished second or third in every race in which he showed up for. So that really helped out his points this season. In the inaugural season, excuse me. Corey Robbins with 44.5. I believe he ran all the races this last season going around. And Kurt Moss, Alex Toll, Kevin Ospina, Good Neighbor, Luke Bowmeister, and Jess Rowe, Smoke, Ozzie Wilson, and Joseph Chow, Smalley, Carson Schultz, Christian Bassan, Brandon Williams, Zumina, Dr. Handpump, Blizzard, Christian K, Baymax, Alejandro Bolivar, Cold Phantom. Everybody, thank you very much for showing up and showing out for last season. I hope you're here this round of the championship. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I drove the Audi around last night with Luke Bowmeister, who put together a wonderful lap guide for us for Tsukuba circuit in Japan for the MX5 Cup that ran on Wednesdays. That was pretty good and exciting. Excuse me, a very exciting race for sure. And so we were driving around the Audi TT around here without the push to pass, because I didn't have it mapped quite yet, but just absolutely being able to throw these cars around with full confidence that the grip will come back. It's a little bit of oversteer to them. I feel like the balance is all there. The grip is all there. It's a mostly fixed setup, so there's not much to worry about that in that aspect. You know, everybody's driving the same car, so just get in and drive the darn thing. That should be a lot of fun, and I was able to throw up a pretty competitive time just after doing about 10 or so laps. So I'm excited to see how tight this grid is going to be. I think it's going to be a lot like the MX5 Cups that we saw. You know, a couple of guys, 1 through 5 probably in a tight group within a second, and then 5 through 10 probably another group within another second, and then some kind of people that are just using qualifying as the practice, and then their pace will pick up as the race goes on. I think we'll see a little bit of that as well, because this is going to be very tight. Fix It Up is always just extremely tight and close, and that's one of the things I enjoy the most is, you just get to show up and drive. There's nothing else to do. You don't have to worry about setups and how does the car handle and how can I manipulate this or that a little bit better. It's none of that really is necessary. We are still just waiting on the session to come to an end, as we are hoping to get qualifying started. I believe everybody's been kicked back to their correct pit stalls now. Stand by. I'll go see what's going on in the Discord channel, folks. And qualifying is getting underway as we speak. So this is all looking good. Just a few minutes behind schedule, no big deal. As we've got some beautiful liveries as we are on board with Pasha Patterson in his beautiful car. See if we can get a good look at this. The zero bandwidth badged Sim Sports car. The number 0. Interesting liveries all around as everybody's getting underway for their outlaps. Pasha's going to have Brett in front of him. A little bit of disruption on his outlap. With a rough lap time around 2:35 minutes, 7:30. Wow, so you got only about 20 seconds of mistakes. 20 seconds of mistakes that you're able to make out here to get that third lap in successfully, if my math is correct. One outlap. Yeah, that sounds about right to me. To get that fourth lap in, you definitely got to be on your game. Making sure that everything is still jamming man. Oh yeah, we've got the chat, we've got the leaderboard, we've got the timing tower. We've got it all here. What do we have to say about Spa-Francorchamps? I think the one thing to point out is that the timing line this is the 24-hour layout. So the timing line is going to be at the start finish point on the straight after, oh my goodness, my absolute brain fart. La Source. Thank you. La Source is the turn 1 at the hairpin. So the start finish straight will be after turn 1. So that will be interesting. I hope everybody practiced that and knows where that timing line is, because I don't want to see any race end if someone gets around the bus stop chicane, crosses the ordinary line, and then thinks that the race is over. They should know that they have to go to the other line, and hopefully I'm not mistaken and I'm speaking of the right thing. But interesting thing about these cars is that we're going to have some push to pass action. So the push to pass, the curve system will give about 20 additional horsepower to these cars. And what another driver was telling me was that, you know, the slipstream is also very effective in these cars. So if another car uses their KERS activation, they can potentially pull you along with them, while the following car doesn't have to use KERS to keep up with. So that'll be interesting to see, and I'm not seeing a way to track the KERS activation buttons So, or excuse me, activation times. So we're just gonna have to guess unless we're able to see this in the cockpit view of some of these cars. It's something that we can kind of get a glimpse at on the steering wheel, maybe. No, because I think it would be right there, that little red dot. Oh, actually, that's a good point, because maybe in qualifying, the KERS would be deactivated. So that little red dot right there would be our glimpse into how much KERS or how many button pushes they have left, as Pasha is coming over to complete his first lap. As long as this isn't invalidated, it will be a lap to be put on the board, which will be good because they're only going to have 2 more laps available as Kurt Moss crosses the line. 23.689, good enough for provisional pole. Pasha Patterson with a 34.25 right behind, as this has got to be one of his most favorite cars, I would imagine. So he's going to really enjoy this series and is going to feel right at home. I think he's run it personally in his cups once or twice. Let's see who's going to be out here shaking and baking. Joseph Chow maybe out here setting personal bests. Blizzard also looking to be setting a personal best time. Healthy grid we have. 13 people. Excuse me, 14 people out tonight. As we've got FFX2. Looks like he's in. And at the pits right now, he's going to have to get out immediately if he's looking to be able to get out and set a qualifying time. Let's see what Jordan's able to accomplish, as he looks to be a little bit ahead of his last lap round. No, threw it away in the middle sector, unfortunately. Not going to be good. Blizzard does the same, but Ozzy Wilson is on a steamer. Where's Ozman at? 0.2 up on his PB, as he's coming up to the line in this beautifully liveried Red Bull car. That is snazzy. Where did you go? There it is. Best of one we got it at 33.4. Snatches away provisional pole from Kurt Moss, and he's going to get this one last lap. And let's see if he can put it together. And who's that behind him? Is that Kurt Moss? No, I think that's Smoke right behind him. As Smoke might be able to get a little bit of draft off of that. Nope, that's not Smoke. Who was that? Oh, that had to have been Penguin. Had to have been Penguin. There he is. Yep. Had to have been Penguin. Trying to get a little bit of draft there, but who is that? Dave Martin gaining a 10th on his personal best, trying to get a little bit further ahead up the grid slots. That's another beautiful livery. You guys in these Audis have just done a phenomenal job. I thought they couldn't get any better when I saw the MX-5s, as we see Dave Martin bottom out his derriere just a hair through No Name. And into Puan he goes. Whew, pushing it to the limit. Not wanting to get onto the curbs and lose that time. The traction loss. Let's see how he's doing through the middle sector. Can he keep it together? He looks to be doing a good job of holding on, pushing it right to the edge of the curbing towards the brown stuff. I think this has the potential to be his fastest, as he dips a wheel into the gravel. That's going to slow him down. That's not going to be enough to hop on pole. Maybe he could snatch something away from Pasha. as he only needs to trim off 3/10 to secure that. No, excuse me, 2/10 to secure that for sure. But Pasha's still out there right behind him, trying to set a lap himself. Who else is out here setting laps? The rookie? No. XT? Maybe. Blizzard, I expect you to set a good one. Pasha is not gonna be ahead on this one, I don't think. Coming to turn one. Let's see what's going on as people are coming across the line, all out of order for me. Apologize if I sound like my brain is turned to soup. It has a little bit today. Getting used to these new layouts and these timing towers is not the easiest thing as well. As Jordan White takes third place, secures that as the checkered comes out. Pasha Martin Penguin jumps ahead to P2. My goodness, he must have been on a heater, improving by over 4 places. Good Neighbor also jumping ahead from 10th to 8th. That's a great lap, that's for sure. Man, I wish we had jumped on board with Penguin to see that beautiful lap. Who else is out there? Let's see if Zumana's still out there. He is. Let's see if we can hop on board for the final turn in the first turn, all in one, as he gets on the throttle, pushes hard, cutting towards the pit wall, shortening up the track as much as he can, but going a little bit wide. Maybe he knows he doesn't have it. He does have it. Jumps up from 10th to 8th, just like Blizzard did, leapfrogs that position. And oh my goodness, look at these lap times. We have Ozzy Wilson with pole. Let's hop on with him. We have Ozzy Wilson with the pole position. I believe this is going to be locked in. A couple more people are still out. No, just XT. That's it. Excuse this tower over here. It's a little fudged up. Ozzy Wilson, 33.4. I am speechless. That is hot, hot, hot. Good lap time. Penguin with a 33.6. 33.682 for Kurt Moss. That is 600ths off. Unbelievably close. And 3/10 back from that is Jordan White. Pasha only a second off the, excuse me, less than a second off. That's 9/10 back, or less than that, for P5. Unbelievably close. 34.1. Dave Martin 34.4. Joseph Chow 34.7 again, unbelievably close. And then again 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 all back in the 2-minute 35.2s to 36s. This is great. What a mix on the grid here. What a diverse group of skill levels as well. I think we're going to see great battling up and down the field, especially in the second race once we do the reverse grid. And in case you are not familiar with what we're doing here, we will be doing this was the 10-minute qualifying session that we're just wrapping up right now. We've got first race, which will be 30 minutes, and we're going to have our second race, which will be 30 minutes as well. But the grid positions will be reversed for race 2 now, okay? Same points, I believe, are given out for both of these. So that will spice up this championship battle. We're going to have 7 rounds, 7 weeks, almost in a row. We're obviously taking a break for the 4th of July, for the American holiday, that is. Freedom from the Brits. Those pesky red coats. I'll leave it at that. Don't clip this, please. But we'll be taking a break for the holiday weekend, obviously, and then back at it to the Audi TT Cup races that you love and know about so much now, as you've sat here and enjoyed at least 20 minutes of me rambling on through the intermissions that we've had and qualifying up to this point. As we are just waiting for the session to get started, let's take a moment to see if it is me in my broadcast van that is holding up the show, and it might be just that. Let's see. Who do we have available? You know what? We are going to do this. Stand by, folks. As we're going to grab Penguin, P2 in the championship. Let's see what he's got to say about season 2. Hello, Penguin.
Hey.
Hey, I figure since we have just a brief moment in time right now, I wanted to ask you about last season of the World Tour. How do you think things went? Half a point ahead of Martin. That's a little close, don't you think?
Oh yeah, definitely close. Missed out on the second to last race, so he was able to bring that gap in quite a bit. But luckily I was able to come up on top on the last race and get that second place position back.
Oh, thank goodness. Do you think are you gonna be able to attend every single race this season and keep the gap, or are you gonna miss out on a few? What are you looking for? Because Pasha looked like he walked away with it.
Yeah, hopefully I would like to be able to attend every race. I actually got lucky with this one. I'm leaving on vacation tomorrow. So definitely glad I was able to attend this one, and I hope I'm able to attend all the other ones. I try my best to attend all of them to make sure that no one can just walk away with the points.
Hey, I feel like that was a little jab at Pasha. You worked for a couple of them. I mean, do we have to talk about Kyalami again and what happened there, Penguin? I mean, that you can't really.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, that's we're gonna. You can't throw shade at a guy who showed up for every single race and made every single pit stop. Wink, wink.
Yep. That's true.
All right. Alrighty, well, I'll dump you back in. Looks like the race is about to get started. Good luck, brother.
Thanks.
Right on. As we are getting the grid set, we've got just under 2 minutes before the race is started. Just under 2 minutes before the race gets started, making sure that everything is nice, neat, organized, and tidy here. Look at this grid of cars, just absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna go down and admire these just a little bit more. Who else is out here? Penguins is also beautiful, just beautifully matching. I guess it's the team of Smoke now, and him, the matching liveries with the chrome and yellow, and then the baby blue cayenne. The chrome, just really good liveries. Snapping back to Jordan White very quickly as the engines are getting started as we're approaching the 30-second mark before the race gets going. Beautiful texture of the flowers in the background and the panels that lined up and the rear bumper and the shadow on that and the trim, and absolutely ridiculous. Is someone's car moving a little bit on the grid? Not. Hope that wasn't Kurt Moss having a fatal error there at the start. Maybe just brake lights coming on and off as the grid is now fired up and ready to go, I believe. Here we go. We're on board with Penguin in P2, looking to make a move on Kurt Moss through a Rouge, side by side. Holy Toledo. Here they come right up to the Kemmel Straight. A very clean start. Everybody very neat and tidy, orderly. And here they do come around and onto the straight. Everybody almost 3 wide, but just 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. Someone order me a burger from In-N-Out. This is looking good. Again, side by side, a little collision through Lacombs, and there is a big collision. Penguin getting collected in that, and who's that? Jordan White getting spun around, but driving off into the distance, but Penguin getting the absolute worst end of that deal. Let's see who's got damage. That's Pasha with a little bit of damage, and Jordan White right. It looks like his hood has popped up a little bit, going onto the grass of No Name, pushing Pasha Patterson off a little bit wide when he ran wide. And who is that? Jordan White, Joseph Chow looking to make an opportunistic move, force something through Puan. No, he's going to slot back in, but everybody else is going to be checking up. Joseph Chow, XT, Xavier T, checking up a little bit and bunching up the field behind to make sure he doesn't get involved in the organization that's going on in front. But what's going on with Good Neighbor and the Smoke Man swapping positions here for a second? The Smoke is just settling in, warming his tires, getting going as people are off in the back. That's Blizzard and FFX2 gaining a couple places off of that. But what happened to Fagan? He's picking up a position. Make sure. Yep. Blizzard went off for just a second. Okay, Brendan Williams, what are you up to, sir? My goodness. This has just been too exciting on the first opening lap. I knew it was going to be tight, but XT and Martin going at it side by side through Blanchimont. But XT getting pushed off a little bit wide. Who else is that? No, that's not Martin. That was Martin. Brendan Williams getting a position on Martin now as Martin's checking up into the bus stop chicane. Oh my goodness. I can't keep track of all the liveries, all the cars, the action that's going on. It's a little bit overwhelming. Do we have a helicam? God, I would kill for one right now. Let's see if we can get on board with someone watching this action. Good Neighbor sitting back patiently watching all of this. We've got Zumina in the purple car in front, Martin just ahead of him. Who's in the green one? That's Brendan Williams, and then XT going side by side. Let's snap on board to Martin to see if he can get a good glimpse of this three-way fight that's going on as he's side by side with the Good Neighbor. Good Neighbor going wide through a Rouge, taking to the runoff. And who is that off in the back? Is that Martin is dead. Uh-oh. In through the pits. Oh no, what happened to him? He might get a second chance, but Brendan Williams losing out a position to XT into Lacombe. My goodness. Can this settle down just a little bit, guys? I'm glad there's another race that I get to try this again at, because I would not do a good job on these call-outs. There was so much action that was going on. I just couldn't keep track of it all. As we have Blizzard falling down the order, getting checked up by Penguin and Penguin. Penguin, who's still on that recovery drive, trying to make his way back through the field, is a couple seconds ahead now. Oh goodness! Oh goodness! Oh goodness! On board with Blizzard, and Fagan gets absolutely turned around, but I think Fagan was trying to kind of come around on the straight. I'm not sure what that was all about. Unfortunate to say the least. That's going to be pretty much race ending as we're on board with Fagan, and he's got quite a bit of damage. I don't know if he's going to be able to continue as we snap to this four-way battle of XT, Good Neighbor, Zumina, and Smoke, as they are going toe-to-toe, and the Good Neighbor might be trying to make a move on the inside, looking to make that stick through Blanchimont, and he is a car length ahead. Who's going wide? That's XT. Yep. 2x2 into the chicane. Who's going a little bit wide there? That looks like a Zumina losing out to Smoke now, unfortunately, as he chokes up a little bit and hangs it around the outside, but they're still being held up by the Good Neighbor. XT has made that move and is out of the way. Smoke on the Good Neighbor. Kurt Moss maybe trying to get involved in this. Oh, excuse me, Kurt Moss is ahead. I apologize. Getting mixed up on the timing tower. Oh my goodness, look at this shot. Who's making a move on the inside? Not Zumina. Just taking a look, he says. Oh, but Smoke is under threat from Zumina now, that's for sure. As they're again 2x2 into the Kimmel Straight. Let's see who's going to make this work into La Source, as Penguin's about to get gobbled up in some of this action too, as they've been fighting so long now that Penguins had an opportunity to make this a 5-way battle. And we're only 7 minutes into this race and push to pass is being expunged up and down the field. I'm going to go ahead and toss this to the side, and we're going to go ahead and bring this over, folks. That way you all get to keep track of the same push to pass as I am. Watch out, some of the numbers are not correct, so I'll call them out as best as I can. Ozzie Wilson getting awfully familiar with Kurt Moss for the lead here. 3/10 back, push to pass, 14-13 right now, so about even. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Let's snap back to this 4-way battle and see if Penguins made an opportunistic move yet. He is shaking and baking, making his way through the field again. Done with Smoke, done with Good Neighbor, on his way to Zumina. Let's see how he navigates. This is Kurt Moss, is still 3/10 back through Ozzie Wilson. Come on, cameras. All right, everything looks tidy into La Source. Let's get back to these guys. These static cameras are gonna kill me, man. Spa Francorchamps, we've got to upgrade your system. Get me a helicopter. Good Neighbor down to 11 on the push to pass. Zumina, Penguin, side by side, 3 abreast. As Penguin is going to be ahead, I think, approaching it, but the Good Neighbor might want to follow through. XT, no, is ahead, excuse me. Good Neighbor in green, XT ahead, Zumina in the purple and light blue liveried car, and Penguin is disappearing to the front in the yellow and chrome. As who is that getting sideways? That's Good Neighbor pushing the boundaries of track limits. These guys are pushing. Push to passes are activated. XT, Good Neighbor, Zumina, all throwing it into the Kemmel. Oh my goodness. Who was that getting sideways? Oh, they collected it. Good Neighbor absolutely drifting it into Lacombe, but still managing to stay on it. Loses out on a couple positions as Blizzard and Martin are going toe-to-toe right now. But Smoke Man losing it through Bruxelles. Oh no, and into the wall on the inside. Hold up, wait for Martin and Blizzard, who are shortly behind you. Careful on the rejoin, Smoke. All right, you're looking good, clear all around. Push, push. Unfortunate timing for that. Zooming on the inside. Ooh, outside on the chicane of Campus. Maybe he can get the move done into Stavlo, and it's done already. Whoa, but he runs out onto the gravel. That's going to slow him down, and XT's going to get that position back. That's for sure. And Brett's going to be kicking himself in the teeth for that. And Jordan White's activated his push to pass, trying to close down the gap to Joseph Chow, second ahead. And Penguin's activated his push to pass, and Martin and Smoke going at it again, but Martin going wide. No, excuse me, that's Martin staying on track and Smoke going wide. Blizzard gaining an advantage on that one when Smoke Man went wide, but Martin going wide at Blanchimont. Looks like he might be slowing up to give the position back to the Smoke Man, as Blizzard is taking 2 positions on his his recovery drive back to his 4-way fight. Brendan Williams and Penguin looking red at turn 1. Something happened at La Source. I don't know what, but that's Penguin's second incident. That happened pretty quick and dramatically. Maybe the slipstream kind of just sucking him in there. I don't know what happened. Who is that in front? That's Brendan Williams, I think, and the Good Neighbor toe to toe onto the straight. 2x2 again. Can you guys cut it out? I need to get a sip of water and catch my breath, for God's sake. As Brett Zumina has made up a lot of positions again. He must be in the same livery as someone else on accident. I'm getting him mixed up with someone, that's for sure. With XT, Good Neighbor, and Williams and Penguin. This 5-way battle all within a second of each other. That's toe to toe. As nose to tail as nose to tail could get. You definitely could not fit a barrel of VP Racing fuel between the three of these guys. Let's see if we can get on board with Good Neighbor, who's off track. Penguin getting 2 at the poo. And he does get those done. And Williams push to pass activated, trying to hold on. Oh, pushing a little too hard. At Stavlot, right before Stavlot at the exit of campus. Else, oh, excuse me, Kurt Moss. Still threatening Ozzie Wilson. Let's keep on board with these three now. As this is a spicy battle for the lead. Push to passes being deployed now. Oh, Pasha pushing the limits of track. Hopefully that wasn't a slowdown, and if it was, there's got to be a tactical way to take it as he pushes his push to pass down right behind Kurt Moss, trying to get dragged in on the Kimmel Straight into Lacombe. Can he bring down the gap? He can, but he's not close enough to make anything happen, but he's close enough to stay within the slipstream, and that's what he needed to do. Make sure he stays within a second to a half second as they are absolutely pushing it through Ruxell. Getting that front tire totally loaded up as we got a glimpse of Ozzy lighting up the rear a little bit through No Name. Ozzy getting out to the edge of the inner curbing. Oh my goodness, that's got to slow him down a little bit once he touches that green stuff. I'm not quite too sure as he goes a little bit wide into campus. Kurt Moss following, but Pasha getting the best line of the three of them, looking through the lines of these two guys, holding on to that muscle memory. Kurt Moss gets a little too familiar with that curb and throws the car around on the landing. These guys are nose to tail. I don't think anybody's going to be risking the push to pass again, although they do have more than enough to use one per lap till the end. So who's going to use what where will be very interesting, as Pasha might make a move into the bus stop chicane. No. I love how the brakes get nice and tight, and the car gets light on you a little bit and squirrely. If you haven't driven these cars around, please take the opportunity to do so, as Brendan Williams is threatening XT, giving a little bump in the rump on the entrance to Blanchimont. See if he tries to make a move stick on the inside of the chicane. Nope, just takes a peek, threatening, but does go back to it, moving on the line, leaving a little bit of room on the inside on the chicane. They're gonna be side by side here, that's for sure. Almost three abreast on the straight. Good Neighbor looking to want to get involved in this, and maybe on the inside of turn one. No, he slots in behind XT as they go side by side through La Source, and down the hill they go. Oh God, Kurt Moss, what's going on? They're less than a tenth apart on the Kemmel Straight. Gotta make sure that I don't lose track of that battle. This is too close. I don't want to snap away, but we've got the good neighbor maybe making a move on XT. No, let's go back to the leaders, Kurt Moss, Penguin, and Pasha Patterson. This is exciting. Oh my goodness, this might be some of the best this season in general. Might be some of the closest racing I've seen in a very long time. Man, I wish I was driving. Ah. Golly. These cars, these tracks, these liveries. It's just amazing. I'm going to snap back to Smokeman and Martin. Keep an eye on them as Smoke might be trying to make a move on Martin, but no, through No Name goes wide onto the green stuff and is going to lose quite a bit of time. Back on board with Pasha as he's staring at the derriere of Kurt Moss. Let's see if we can get back on board to this view, as this has to be the second time that Pasha's been on the behind of Kurt Moss into the chicane. He's going to be studying his pattern and see if he can make a move towards the end of this. They've got 12 minutes left and goes towards the outside because he wasn't on the brakes as much as Kurt slowed down quite a bit, considerably more than Pasha there. No contact, no harm, no foul as they continue, but Pasha's lost out a little bit of time. Let's see how he uses his push to pass to make this up or not. Still within slipstream range. Down to 6 on the push to pass. Ozzie Wilson deployed his push to pass, trying to make sure that he stays ahead of Kurt Moss, who is not able to make anything happen. 11 to go, 11 minutes to go. Also, Ozzie might be going for the 1 minute push to pass strategy rather than doing it at a specific place and making sure that he's going to have some to use for the rest of the race, making sure that he has some deployment left. Kurt Moss might be deploying his a little bit more strategically at the same place. Pasha looks to be doing it per lap at the same place at La Source. Very interesting strategies. And obviously, I think Fagan and FFX2 may have just forgotten that push to pass were a thing. We'll try to make sure that they remember for the next race or have an opportunity to find that. To find us a good view, so I apologize for the flashy cans, but the TV cameras are just not the business here. I feel like there's like 4 static TV cameras and there's this one good active camera, so I apologize, folks. Kurt Moss has now remembered to deploy his and is now on the cooldown of his Kerr's deployment. Turn white on the button. Try to catch up to some of the leaders here. Potentially has the pace to do so. If he can string together 2:33, he'll be able to do it. But Penguin right now looks to be gaining a little bit of time on him. Might have the ability to close the gap down. Let's keep an eye on that gap and see what happens, as the gap for the lead is kind of opening up a little bit right now. Got the leaders separated by a little over a second. Everybody within touching, kissing, and punting distance for now. Excuse me, DRS. Kurz is deployed. Atlasaurus for Kurt Boss and Patterson. Cooldowns now just coming off as they enter the calm. Jordan White dumping his also as much as he can. Penguin now into the pits. Maybe taking a drive-through for something. I'm not sure. Martin did the same thing. Maybe just repairing damage? No? Interesting. I wonder what that was all about. Well, we might have given Penguin a little bit of the commentator's curse, it seems, by dragging him into the booth prematurely. Talk to him about his race and his hopes for the season. Shame on me. Take a moment to look at this real quick. So we got Jordan White in this livery. That's Brett. That's Jordan. Aha. Blizzard. Aha. Blizzard and Blizzard and Ali. Zumina. Okay, Brett and Blizzard are in the same livery. That's what's confusing me. Got it. It's driving me nuts what was going on. Could not figure it out for the life of me as Brendan Williams tries to threaten Good Neighbor. And close enough to knock on that door. Kurt Moss is only 3/10 back on our leader, Ozzie Wilson. Ozzie Wilson is having a great drive, and it's about time. You know what? I'm going to shut up because I don't want to ruin Ozzie's drive. Keep driving, brother. We'll talk about it afterwards. Kurt Moss is trying to stay close. Ozzie Wilson off the curves on the cooldown as he's got to start slamming that button to make sure that he can stay ahead of Kurt Moss, but has done a great strategy on making sure that he has double what Kurt does. So anytime you can press, I can press better, and times 2. As Brendan Williams is threatening Good Neighbor again, but we're not going to snap away from this fight as Kurt Moss goes wide at the Puan. Loses out a little bit of time and into the clutches of Pasha for just a little bit longer. We've got 5 minutes and 30 seconds left of this race, but this has felt like an endurance race, and it does feel like an endurance race anytime you come to classic Spa-Francorchamps. In my opinion, it's just a beautiful, beautiful venue. It's a beautiful, beautiful track, and it has everything you could ask for. On to Brendan Williams and the Good Neighbor, it looks like. Through Puan into Ruxell. Wow, able to keep it together through campus, excuse me, on the nose. But is the Good Neighbor gonna snap back? No. Brendan Williams able to return to the racing line, clear of car length ahead, and just stay ahead. Who's gonna deploy the push to pass? Brendan Williams is on it, trying to make sure that he stays in front, but it's got the cooldown now, and Good Neighbor's on the push to pass, trying to make it side by side into Blanchimont, and it is side by side into Blanchimont in this contact. Good Neighbor going off a little bit onto the runoff. Let's get a good camera of this as they're going to be side by side into the chicane. Nope. Brendan Williams is gonna tuck in behind, but they're gonna go side by side again as the good neighbor goes wide at the exit of the chicane. And they're side by side into La Source. Nope. Good neighbor wants to return to the racing line and get the run with the suck. Oh, we got to get back to Kurt Moss and Ozzie Wilson. I'm sorry. That gap is coming back down to 3/10. Ozzie Wilson, Kurt Moss, and Pasha. This is your battle for the podium of race 1. A second separating to 3 of them after nearly 27 minutes of racing so far. Pace is about the same. 33.0, 33.1, 33.0. Pasha right now holds the fastest lap of the race with the 33.01. Ozzie's is a 33.06. All these guys are very equally matched right now. The only difference is going to be push to pass, aero, and damage. And when I say aero, I mean the drafting, so I apologize. So it's going to be push to pass, draft, and damage. And they're all 3 of them are on it as much as they can be. Pasha's got one more. Ozzie and Moss are on the cooldown. Pasha is right behind, getting the draft on. Oh, maybe into the chicane. No, but he touches Kurt Moss's booty into the chicane, but allows him to regain the position. No harm, no foul. Hopefully not too much damage, and they can keep on driving. Looks like Pasha's gonna pull over and weave a little bit to make sure that he doesn't get an advantage from that contact. Kurt Moss running a little wide through La Source downhill, trying to get a good run. Pasha's gonna want to be conservative with his curves, but nope. Throws caution to the wind, pushes it for the final time. And that's gone. Kurt Moss is on his cooldown, is gonna be under threat at the end of the Kimmel Straight and into Lacombe as Ozzie is driven off over a second. These guys can't fight too much, and they're gonna go side by side. Let's see if we can get a camera of this side by side. Oh my goodness, in through Lacombes onto the curbing. Pasha goes to make sure he doesn't run Kurt Moss off, and Kurt Moss goes under the curbs, make sure he leaves enough room. And Pasha's got the move done through that chicane. Amazing. What a good job and a good pass, as this is gonna be the last lap, I believe. Yep, 45 seconds to the line. There's not gonna be anything left. This is going to be dump it all mode. Under threat from Kurt Moss with one more push to pass left. Ozzie's on a cooldown over a second, 2 seconds ahead. And he's got 6 push to passes left. Kurt Moss is going to be very, very attentive to how he deploys this. I believe he would do it at the end of Stavelot and through Blanchimont to make sure he gets the most out of this flat out section. Let's see how he does it. We're gonna see if we can get on board with him. Here's the camera of that as he pushes the last push to pass available through Corbin Paul Ferrier. Hope I pronounced that right. In behind the number 0 of Pasha, as Pasha keeps to the inside line, showing that he wants to hold him off at Blanchimont, and he is able to close the door off. And Kurt Moss is gonna run wide at Blanchimont because he's got nowhere else to go. Side by side into the chicane. Pasha's gonna try to do his best to hold him off, and on the inside switchback makes the apex over the sausage. Kurt Moss tussling behind, trying to get a run side by side to the line. Oh my goodness! Pasha runs wide at the end of the chicane, and this is gonna be a drag into La Source. Holy smokes! Kurt Moss not giving him an inch, goes off to the side. Side by side into La Source. Pasha tucks his nose in, but has to give it back. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a drag to the line again. Who knows what's gonna happen here? And it's gonna be Kurt Boss taking the P2. Oh my God. Less than 200s. Let's see if there's another battle on the field. Brendan Williams and Zumina are battling it out also to the line. There's another dragon into La Source. Is he gonna make a move happen? I don't think so. Staying his line in course. Good Neighbor also just holding off. But Penguin out teleporting to pits. Just wanted to make sure that that wasn't a crazy bug I saw. Oh my God, I'm out of breath 100%. I didn't even call that properly. The drivers have got to be sweaty. I'm very sweaty. My dog is excited. She's not taking a nap anymore. I'm done screaming. My neighbors are banging on the ceiling with a broom down below. I've been jumping up and down for the past 30 minutes. And the worst part or the best part about this is that we get to do this all again one more time. I wanna go in there and hear what's going on. I want to be a fly on the wall of the race chat right now, but I don't want to intrude and put them all on blast because I'm sure they've got a lot to talk about. And man, I wish we had better cameras of some of this stuff. It just unbelievable. What a battle from Pasha on Kurt Boss for basically the entire 30 minutes, threatening him. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna drag him in. I gotta do it. Can I do it? Where is Kurt Boss? Oh, he might not be in there. I have stolen you. Pasha, are you there?
I am.
Oh my goodness.
What a battle that was, huh?
I threw out a whole bunch of holy Toledos. Is Kurt Boss in Discord? Do you know what name he's under? I don't see him in that.
I don't think he is. I don't know.
Ugh.
Oh wait, he's Mossive. Is he in there?
Mossive. Boss was taken. Boss 99 was taken. No.
It's Mossive, I think. Is his Discord name. Oh, blow the chicane here. Oh, and it's the end. Yeah, that was really fun. I finally managed to get on terms with him on the last lap, and we had that some robust defense and offense there. I couldn't see if he was flashing his lights at me. I don't know if he blamed me for some of that contact, but that's just touring car racing, baby.
That's kind of what I was gonna say too. That's just cup racing. I think that was just the hardest. Like you said, I think you said it beautifully. It's the hardest offensive and defensive I think I've seen in a long time. That's just amazing.
Nobody went off track. Nobody ate a wall. It was just door to door, wheel to wheel. It was just great racing. And he just pit me at the end. I don't know whether he saved a push to pass for the finish like I should have.
He did. Oh my God, he did.
That was the difference.
Sorry, I don't mean to reveal trade secrets, but oh my God, I was watching the push to passes trickle away for the final 5 minutes, and God, that was nice.
I couldn't decide whether to save mine for the finish or use it on the last lap, and I used it just as we got to La Source on the white flag lap, just as Kurt went wide onto the green stuff, and I was like, yes, this is it. So I finally passed him, but then the whole time on that white flag lap, I'm like, if he saved one, I'm
You're
toast.
screwed.
And there it is. We came out of La Source and he just started driving, and I was like, no. But it was so much fun. I was chasing those guys the whole race and finally got there, and great drive from Ozzy too, to just stay out front and
God,
bring it home. It was really fun.
I was hoping is Ozzy in here, because God, he finally got a result that he deserved.
I know, right?
Holy smokes. It's the absolute worst luck ever all last season, and finally gets a win. I'm so happy for him. Thank God.
Yeah, it was a really great race, and great fight, great driving from the two of them too. Like I just half the race, I was just a spectator to that, and I was like, yeah, I was just content to sit back there in third and watch them. You know.
That was great. Let me dump you back in race chat. You got about a minute left. Good luck to you, Pasha.
Thanks.
Yeah, rough one for everybody, it looked like, unfortunately. Just a lot of bumping and grinding through the field. A couple unfortunate mishaps on the start, too. Getting Penguin spun out. He had a recovery drive for the entirety of that race. Obviously, it looks like he's starting at the back of the field. Warped to pits at the end, gave him a DNF. So he will not get points for race 1, and he's immediately thrown back to the end of the field for race 2. Looks like Martin's also chilling back there, taking a DNF maybe for race 1. You guys hang out, put out some entertainment for us. Let's look at this reverse grid. Going through the normal grid, I guess, is the right thing to do. So we had Ozzie Wilson in P1, Kurt Moss in P2, Pasha Patterson in P3. Congratulations to our podium winners. For race 1, Joseph Chow, Jordan White, Brendan Williams, Brett Zumina, The Good Neighbor, Dave Martin, Smoke, and we've got Fagan in P1. Looks like a couple people may have dropped out who finished the race, so it looks like rookie Fagan might have a considerable lead heading into the start of this one. And we are underway for race 2 as everybody looks to be filing away, and Joseph Chow immediately displaying the push to pass, looking to try to make something happen into the Kemmel Straight after Radion. At least keeping in touch with Smoke, who looks to be trying to be in contention with Martin, who's throwing it up the inside. What is he up to? Heading into P1. How did he manage that from almost last place, or my eyes deceiving me, as we've got the rookie making contact with a good neighbor who's throwing off a little bit of contact to Smoke. That's bunching up the field, and that's going to be Brett Zumina tumbling down the order, getting collected with Jordan White. Unfortunately, Pasha's able to drive away. Joseph Chow losing out on a couple positions. Who's going wide? That's the rookie pulling off. Maybe having a little bit of remorse for some of that contact, but he wasn't involved, I don't think. So what's going on with that? Joseph Chow getting a little bit saucy, holding up Penguin, I believe, in the yellow chrome, and I'm going to call that the Valentino colored car. And Joseph Chow losing out to Moss and the Valentino Mobile. Let's see what Pasha's up to. Trying to shake and bake with the Ozband, as they've already made it back up to 6th place. Let's look at the overalls very quickly. As it is tight for the front good neighbor and Brendan Williams going toe to toe. This is just a repeat of what happened last race, because they did this all last race. Let's take a look at the good neighbor right behind of Brendan Williams. Is he going to try to make a move into the chicane? Maybe. Pasha's also threatening Ozzie, but not going to make anything happen. Tucking in. What's going on with Fagan and Joseph Chow holding onto the inside line, letting Joseph go around. Zumino with quite a bit of damage. Unfortunate for Brett. Let's see if he can get it together again. But Ozzie and Pasha and Smoke. This is going to be another 5-way battle, isn't it? We've got Martin in the leading. We've got Brendan Williams, Good Neighbors, Smoke, and Ozzie, all within about 2 seconds of each other. Excuse me, including Pasha. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 cars, all within 2 seconds, as we are looking at Smoke getting threatened by Ozzie on the Kemmel Straight. Let's see if Ozzie can get away with his life around the outside. He is able to, well within a car length ahead, as Pasha takes to the curb and crosses over Zubin and gets spun sideways. A little bit of contact. That's crazy. Just that little bit of side-by-side action. He was so upset. His car looked like it was so upset by the by the curbing. That really threw him off balance, and that's going to be Ozzie Wilson driving away from Pasha. And where is Kurt Moss in all of this? There he is, now right on the heel of Smoke after that incident slowing him down. Oh! And there's Smoke going a little bit wide and trying to return to the racing line, getting bumped in the side by Kurt Moss, who was occupying that real estate. Not the best rejoin. I don't think Kurt Moss could have done anything more because he looked like he was already trying to just get out of the way and off on his normal way, and Smoke did not expect him to be there at the edge of the track, and Smoke is parked, and looks like that's going to be the end of his race, teleporting back. The Good Neighbor losing out to Ozzy as we missed that. Taking a look at the incident that happened with Smoke, I apologize. But let's see if the Good Neighbor is going to snap back with some Kerr's deployment at La Source. And he is right on the tail of the Ozman, and Ozzy's on his cooldown for the Kerrs. So who knows? Oh yeah, Kurt's got it. Jordan White getting an opportunity made over the Chow man. Oh, Chow getting awfully close, and he's got a lot of damage, Chow does. Uh-oh. What happened to the Chow man? Smoke taking the DNF, unfortunately. Not great. Let's see what Pasha's got as far as damage. He's got a considerable amount. We're on the intervals. Pasha is about 20 seconds back from the next car ahead, so only a big accident is really going to bring him back into this fight. Let's see what can happen. Kurt Moss is threatening Good Neighbor, and is Penguin there too? No, just Kurt Moss and Penguin having a good time chasing down the Ozman. This is a replica of. The only difference is that we've replaced Pasha Patterson with with the Good Neighbor. Jordan White within 0.4 of Brett Zumina. Jordan White might be making that happen. Oh, as this is getting interesting at No Name. Fagan getting passed up at No Name. Holding the outside of Pooh on. Let's see his point of view for this. As Jordan White's able to make it through at the Pooh. 0.2 back for Kurt Moss. Sorry, we're going to be snapping back forward to this at Ruxell. Nope, Stavlot, excuse me. Oh, at Stavlot, get the move done. Kurt Moss has it on the Good Neighbor, who ran wide and got a taste of that gravel on the exit of the green stuff. That's awfully slippery, and he loses out a 2.25 seconds immediately, and Penguin is now about to gobble up the Good Neighbor. Wow, Good Neighbor might lose out on 2 as he's using his Kerrs to try to stay ahead to recover from that. But the Penguin is looking to make a move as he is late onto the brake. Can he hold on and make the apex? He does. Wow. What I thought might have been a send was a move done well. Able to hold it on at the chicane. And the Good Neighbor being awfully complicit in that move getting done. Knew there was almost no point in trying to defend that off. And Penguin into better points because he desperately needed that. He did not have a great time last time around. Making the DNF due for the recovery. Oh. Let's take a look at Fagan, who's trying to give it back to Joseph Chow, who's got a significant amount of damage, which is probably throwing him right into the clutches of Fagan. Right on the tail. Now we've got a good glimpse of both of these battles, so this is going to be nice. Ooh, Jordan White trying to go side by side with Brett. Can he do it? Oh, he's trying to hold on to the chicane, but there's only one real line through there as they try to get to Stavlot side to side. Who's going to be later on the brakes? Let's see if Jordan White can go for the switchback. A little over-under action. Yes, he does. Woo! But who's on the push to pass? Jordan's got it deployed early and ready. I think he was on the gas a little bit sooner, but this is gonna be interesting with the draft. Only a tenth separating these two. Aussies about 4/10 back from Brendan Williams. We're gonna keep an eye on that delta as they're about to go side by side in the chicane. What's gonna happen here? Nope, Zumina wants to be extra careful, trying to make sure that he has no contact with anybody in this race and just staying behind for now. But let's go to the Ozman as he is in absolute hunt mode right now. 33.5 coming out of him. He is tasting blood in the water. He can see Martin on the horizon and wants to get behind him within the next 20 minutes for sure. He's gonna have to be a little bit patient. He's gonna have to keep his cool. He's gonna have to work with Brendan Williams a little bit to use this draft to keep tucked in, but I'm sure it's gonna happen. Let's see who else is battling out here tonight. We've got Fagan and Joseph Chow on the Kemmel Straight again. Joseph Chow holding on the inside line. Both of them on the brakes right at the curbing. Joseph Chow getting on the inside line. Rookie being able to return to the line, make that look good. Nose to tail about a half second. Ozman might make something happen into the Puan. No, not quite. Oh, as I say no, I mean yes. That looks familiar. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nope. The tower just messed up for a second, folks. Sorry about that. We still got Martin in first. We've got Ozzy in second. That's all that happened was the move on Brett. This will all get settled here when they cross the line. I apologize. There we go. Okay, the move is done between Ozzy and Brendan. I apologize for getting all excited. I was confused about what was happening as Kurt Moss and Penguin are going at it. Did I miss that overtake? I hope not. I hope not, as the gap is widening, but the gap is dwindling for P1 in P2. Penguin with the fastest lap of the race at 2:33.1, looks like. Yep. Brendan Williams is fastest with a 34, so Penguin could be on for a podium, but I don't think he's fast enough to catch up to Ozzy. But Martin could slip back into the clutches of Penguin. Oh my God. Okay. I'm just doing the math in my head. So I think with 4 laps remaining, Ozzy, Wilson, and Martin are going to be neck and neck within the next 4 laps. Okay? Penguin's going to be passing Brendan Williams around the same time. And I think with 2 laps remaining, Penguin might be trying to make a move happen on Martin for P2. As we're on board with Penguin, as he's trying to get around Brendan Williams now. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be insane. I think this is going to be crazy for the lead. Going into the final couple minutes of this race, this could be absolutely anybody's game. I'm starting to realize. Penguin making a little bit of a mistake behind Brendan Williams, trying to make a move happen, but backing out of it. Getting back into his groove, and we'll get back on the heels of Brendan any second now to get this move done. So I gave him 4 laps for Ozzy on Martin and 4 laps for Penguin on Martin, or 6 laps for Penguin on Martin. So let's see what happens at lap 11. Brendan going quite a bit slower than Penguin into the chicane. That allowed him to close the gap back up as Fagan and Chow are back at it again. And Joseph in the thick thighs save lives liveried car. Oh, wow, getting nice and close to Fagan. Wow, that was close. Good racing between these guys. I know they're not in the points, or just teetering on the edge of the points at least, for 1 point there in the championship. But man, they're putting on a great show, the 2 of them. Really working together. Joseph carrying a lot of damage, and that speed's got to be helping Fagan keep in touch with. Touch on the bump of Brendan Williams ahead to let him know he's still there and alive, trying to get around. And maybe Penguin saying, if I have to, dude, I'll drive through you, man. As not a tenth is separating the 2 of them, as Brett goes a little deep into Puan again, and Penguin takes immediate advantage of that this time. Does not give him a second chance. He's now 3 seconds behind, and here it is. The battle we've been waiting all 1 minute for. Oh, Brendan Williams still maybe trying to get it back to Ozzy. Ooh. He's on the push to pass. He's in the draft. Let's see what's going to happen. It's the closest thing we've got to a battle right now. Keep a watchful eye on this, but Ozzy's on the cooldown of his push to pass. Half second back on Martin, but he'll stay behind into the chicane from what it looks like. But Brett might give him a chance. And he does. Penguin making an unusual mistake by missing the brake mark, it looked like, into the final chicane, allowing Brendan Williams to get back through. Penguin's gonna have to make that move happen all over again. Back to the Ozman. Brendan throwing out, oh, excuse me, not Brett Williams, Brandon Williams throwing out his personal best that lap around, 33.9. Hills is on the push to pass. Brendan is on the cool down. Moss is on the cooldown. Good Neighbors activated. Jordan White's activated also. Gap's quite large. Let's look at the progress. Ozzy Wilson made up 12 positions from the start. Penguin 11. Wow. Kurt Moss 8. Holy Toledo. Pasha, unfortunately, not having a great race. Ooh, as this is about to get hot and heavy. Ooh, Penguin, oh, excuse me, Ozzy Wilson on Martin into Puon. Be able to hold on to it, pushing the limits of the curbing. Yes. Wow. That's the way to make it happen. Ooh, Ozzy Wilson is on it. This is what we paid to see, folks. Finally, Ozzy Wilson getting the drive he deserves. Ugh. Been a battle of attrition for him all last season. Technical issues, internet issues, not being able to show up, drive, accidents, off the pace. It was everything. He had everything go wrong from him as Penguin makes a move on the inside of Brendan Williams. Again, this is deja vu. How many times are they going to go side by side? Oh no! Penguin, oh no, getting spun around. Brendan Williams kind of giving Penguin a little bit of the pit maneuver. I'm not sure what happened or who crossed over into whose line as Penguin and Brendan Williams get back together again, but that gives a position to Kurt Moss as hopefully Penguin, which is crazy because I don't think Penguin has that much damage. I think he may have just been hit just in the right way through Blanchiment to where he didn't lose a lot of time and just got spun around. So may have flat spotted the tires, but not necessarily done any lasting damage per se. But lap 7 we'll look at with Pasha in the race review. See what happened there. Brendan Williams 2/10 back. Maybe he wants to get this move and this position done again. They can't quite get enough of each other, so why not do it for a third time side by side at the Kimmel Straight into... Ooh, that's so close! So close at Lacombe. Oh. Shifts, they're down shifts in absolute harmony. Through Ruxell. Into No Name. A little flick of the rear end for Brendan Williams, and Penguin doesn't quite get the same flick and loses out, and Brendan Williams gives him the old hurry up. I say that's just TC racing, or that's Cup car racing, as we talked about with Pasha. This is good looking stuff. On board with Brendan Williams. Let's get an idea of what he's seeing as Penguin crosses over, occupying real estate that Brendan's trying to get to, giving Penguin a little kiss onto the outside of the track into Stavlot. Penguin makes the move stick, crosses over, taking the racing line back through Corbe Paul Ferrer. I don't know how to pronounce that, so I won't say it again. But Brandon Williams and Penguin are going to go toe-to-toe, side-by-side again through Blanchiment, as if they haven't learned their lesson before. Brandon Williams on the outside again. Penguin going to the inside. Brandon giving a lot of room this time. Doesn't want to have any contact as they are single file into the chicane. This is just amazing driving. I hope none of this commentary comes off as abrasive or judgmental, because this is just really good racing from all of these drivers. The best they can do for the situations they're given and the amount of stress that they can be under for race 2 is just amazing. As close as you can get, really. I love it. I absolutely want to put down the microphone and go pick up the steering wheel right now. Brandon Williams and Penguin again. Oh, Brandon giving a little flashy to Penguin, letting him know, hey brother, I'm here, let's go. Oh, getting the move. Oh, is it done? No, Penguin's late on the brakes to force the side-by-side. Oh my goodness, through Lacombs, crossing over side by side to the exit of Lacombs. That's not familiar to me. Penguin tucks in behind. Only one real racing line there as Brendan Williams tries to return to the racing line, but Penguin doesn't allow it. Holding him to the inside line, the slower line, and Penguin's able to breathe a little bit off the throttle and just save a little bit for No Name as he's going to get a nice run as all three of those corners tied into Puon. Penguin's going to try to get a run on Brendan, who's notorious for messing up at Puon, but keeps it on track this time, mostly until the exit, and Penguin's dropped that gap down to 2/10, planning and plotting his next move. I hope you guys hear the Jaws music at home. Da-dum, da-dum, side by side through Stavlot onto the green stuff for Penguin, tucking in behind. Oh my god, are they gonna do it again? Are these crazy guys gonna do it again? They might. Penguin having a peek at the outside, late on the brakes into the chicane, trying to file an in front, but Brandon's there. Brandon knows he can get the switchback onto turn one, and he is patient enough to know better and do so. Wow, wow, wow. This is great driving and racing from both of these drivers, but Penguin gives Brandon a little kiss in the derriere into turn one, but he's able to hold on. Good keeping Brandon Williams, but this is slowing them down so much that the good neighbors now caught up to make this a three-way battle, and Jordan White's got everybody in his view going, hey guys, I want some of this too. And White having a very lonely race by himself for the most part from what I could tell. Penguin and Brandon just putting on a show for me right now as I'm going to take a quick break to grab a sip of something to drink, as I cannot do that because Penguin's trying to chase the arrow, excuse me, the slipstream of Brandon, and is not able to do so as he takes the outside of La Source. Combs, excuse me, able to hold on to it as the brakes got locked up a little bit on the outside. La Source, the Combs, too many les. Single file as it sits now. Let me get off of this and onto the gaps. Someone yell at me when I do something like that, please. We'll go back to the gaps. Brendan being very exploratory with the line through Puon. You know something about how that could be faster as he holds to the inside line of Campus, but the inside turns into the outside, and on the gravel he goes. The exit of Campus, and Penguin has got the move completed at Stavlot, and we see the good neighbor going into the gravel in sympathy of Brendan Williams. The exit of Stavlot for Brendan Williams, and at the exit of Campus for, excuse me, other way around. Exit of Campus, exit of Campus for Brendan Williams, exit of Stavlot for the good neighbor. Holy Toledo. I swear I just had a cup of coffee, folks. This isn't my first rodeo, but it is my first rodeo apparently. This has This has not gone to the call outs or the shout outs that I made earlier, by the way, because Penguin has had such a hefty battle with Brendan Williams. He hasn't had the opportunity to try to catch back up to Dave Martin, and Kurt Moss obviously got around the both of them. As we're approaching the last lap, Kerr's being deployed all across the board, I think, as everybody's starting to realize that they might have a little bit extra in the tank. Where is Ozzy, and will this give us another lap? Possibly so, as he's about 30 seconds into his lap. So no, this should be the checkered at the line, but it will be tight. Nobody looks to be having an opportunity run. What is going on back here with Jordan White chasing down the good neighbor? Didn't know that this was going to be a battle toward the end of the race. I think these drivers are getting about as tired as I am now. The mistakes are rolling out for everybody. And I think people are just going to try to stay out ahead of each other for what they can do. Oh, as there's a swap back for Martin and Penguin, as he has a huge moment or a drive-through. I don't know what happened to Martin. I have no... What are you doing?
Anger.
I will leave you to it. As we have things finishing up and Jordan White separating himself from the good neighbor. And Ozzy Wilson crosses the line. P1 again. Finally getting the results that he deserves. Absolutely. Killer. So happy for you, Ozman. Just absolutely could not be happier. Thank you so much for sticking it out and giving us this beautiful showing of what you're capable of, because that is just, dude, good on you, man. And you're a fast driver. You're a great driver. You're consistent for the most part. You're safe. You're clean. Yeah. About time you got it, dude. About time you got it. So happy for you. And you definitely earned it too. Looking at the progress made, you had to fight from the back of the field, completely from the opposite end. Last to first challenge completed. Mission on it. Kurt Moss following you, making up almost as many positions as he possibly could to get the same result as race 1. Amazing. Penguin following suit in P3. Let's see if we can snap to him. Of course not. Oh, everybody's leaving the server. Of course, I'm the only one left. Pasha's still here. We're still here. Dave Martin's still here, and I'm still here. So let's talk about race 2. I'm sorry, really quickly. Ozzy Wilson, Kurt Moss, Penguin. That's rounding out your podium spots. Brandon Williams in P4, Good Neighbor, and Jordan White in 6th place. Azumina Jordan Chow, Rookie Fagan, Pasha Patterson, and Dave Martin rounding out the 11th place spot. Pasha Patterson getting absolutely collected in race 2 and forced to drive a broken car into a recovery situation. He was unable to make up any spots until Martin unfortunately dropped out at the last second there. We'll hopefully take a look at Pasha's stream and figure out what happened to Noble or Dave Martin, who was looking to have a podium position there well ahead of Penguin until just an unfortunate mistake took place. A good result for Brandon, obviously. Good result for Good Neighbor. Beautiful fight between Penguin and Brandon Williams. Hopefully, we'll see a highlight of that over the next couple days. Joseph Chow, Rookie Fagan, thank you also for putting on a show in 8th and 9th place. Couldn't have been easy, but really, really, really love what you guys were able to do. Let's see who else is here. Maybe we'll grab the Good Neighbor very quickly and do a quick interview, as he's not on track anymore. Anyone else? Is Brett still on track? No, let's just see. Is Pasha still here? He is, but the server is ending. Let's grab the Good Neighbor. Hello. Right. Oh, hello. I'm sorry. Just ditched you right as soon as you came back into the booth. I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't even realize I got changed.
Ah, you did. Hello, and welcome to the commentary
Hey, how's
booth.
it going, man?
Fantastic. How about yourself?
I can't complain. A little tired.
Yeah. How was your race?
I did better than expected because I just couldn't meet my best pace while I was practicing ahead of time. But
okay.
Yeah, I think I did better than I expected.
I think you had a solid drive. I think Jordan White even tried to show you a little bit of love and attention, at least threatened you with a move a couple of times, and you're able to stave him off.
Are you talking the first or second race?
Second race, specifically.
Second race. Yeah, I think so. It's kind of towards the end there.
Yeah. And then how was race 1 for you? Anything that you maybe want to look back on or try to improve on for next time we go out here?
I just need to keep my eyes off my rearview mirror sometimes, because I get lost in looking at the person behind me and I miss my braking point. But I mean, I'm getting better at it, because while I'm driving in the crowds, I feel like I'm doing fairly well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think everybody is doing the best they can with what they got and staying as close as they can without too much contact. How was the curse system for you and the deployment? Did that mess with your head or your strategy at all, or?
Not really. I think I was a little, what do you call it? I didn't use it enough, I felt like. On the second race, I was really good about it. I think I still had one left, and on the second to last, or no, the last lap, I still had one to use.
Okay.
I think I did pretty well on conserving it. Right
on. So what's your strategy? Was it conserve it and then make sure you have some to stave off any attacks at the end, or use it early?
More so if I was fighting someone, and then right after the forget what turn it is. This is like No Name or something. It's after colleges, and then there's a right-hander, and then the long straight on the back.
Yep.
That was like my main place that I would use it. But
yeah, Stavlot onto the back straight, like you're saying, at the fast left-hander, Blanchimont and all that good stuff. You just flat out through all of that, make the most out of that 20 horsepower you're getting. That makes a lot of sense.
Exactly. This is my first I'm fairly new to racing, so I don't really know tracks that well in terms of the names and everything.
Yeah, well, don't apologize. I'm cheating. I've got another monitor up with all the track names and numbers right off to the side, so don't think I'm that good and standy and I've got it all figured out either.
All right.
So occasionally I'll throw out a name and call, La Source Lacombs and Lacombs La Source, so mistakes are out there.
All good.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and dump you back into your channel, and I'm going to finish up the stream. Is there anything else you wanted to say or talk about?
No, I had a good time. That was fun.
Right on. Thanks for having me, and have a good one, and we'll see you next race.
You too.
All right, and hello to you, Mr. XR Mighty. Thanks for joining us here at Plebian Racing. We just finished up race 2. Sorry you missed it, but we are ending soon now. We just finished up our interview with the Good Neighbor, who had a pretty good finish, P5 for him. I think he has P5 for him upwards and downwards on race 1 and 2. He gained 2 positions, so he started in P7 and made some good moves throughout the race. Exciting stuff. Close battles through and through. I'm going to go get some water. I'm going to take a long, well-needed rest after just talking nonsense for the past hour completely. as the podium finishers never gave me a break. They had no courtesy for me. They couldn't let up for 30 seconds for me to at least even get a sip of coffee or water. But if this is what it's going to be like all season long, yes, Ozzy, please, if you are here, come back. Come back, yes. I would love to interview you, man. Oh my God. Please. Where are you?
Sauger.
What? What?
Oh, never mind. You already saw Oswine's message.
Yes.
I'll drag him in for you.
Is he? There he is. Ozzy.
There.
Ozzy. Oh my goodness, Wilson. Holy Toledo. How the hell are you, man?
Good, thank you.
Let me bump you up a little bit. Make sure everybody else can hear you. Say something again.
Yeah, I'm good.
Fantastic. Ozzy. 13 positions made up. That was the last of first challenge, first of all, for race 2 before we talk about race 1.
Yeah, it was. I know doing a lot of reverse grids in the past. I know you just had to keep it safe and keep it clean at the start and try to gain as much position as possible while others make mistake fighting up front. And there's a game plan. I just kept to it, and guys keep making mistake, hitting one another in the first lap, and I just capitalize on it.
Yeah, I definitely saw that too, and I think Kurt Moss was hunting you down for one moment, or was it? I think it was Kurt Moss. He got held up behind Brendan Williams at Puon, not once but twice, and then had a big accident with him. And like you said, you just drove off because you were super patient and made sure there was going to be no contact there, and just you had the time difference too. That was beautiful, man.
Yeah, it was a shame what happened to Kurt. I was looking forward for next nice fun battle with him in race 2, but
Oh yeah,
he was a bit unlucky in the second race.
very unlucky in the second race for sure. And then I do want to ask kind of everybody about the push to pass and their strategy, if you're willing to talk about it.
Yeah, no problem. The push to pass, basically, in the first race, I managed it well. I only used about 4 for the whole entire race.
Yeah, it was insane. You had so many left over.
Yeah, because I think Kurt, while attacking, he was using it in the wrong areas, so I could defend him without using any. So, yeah. So basically, I was seeing people use it coming out of turn 1 out of the hairpin.
Yep.
But by the time they get up the hill through Arouge, it wasn't there for them, so they couldn't really capitalize on it. So that was the people was making.
That totally makes sense. I would see that. Yeah, people were pumping it through La Source and then getting onto the Kemmel Straight and then falling flat. Yeah, that's exactly what was going on. Then they're just relying on slipstream at that point, huh?
Yep.
Got it. Yeah, and you were able to build a good gap and just stay out ahead. So race 1 looked like it was kind of a clinic for you, not to rub salt in the wounds of Kurt Moss and Pasha Patterson, but you're just able to stay out ahead. Were you looking in the rearview mirror at all, watching the exciting battle going on behind you, or how did that go for you towards the end?
To be honest, I was looking in the rearview mirror more than looking ahead, because the battle behind the Kurt and the next guy was kind of insane. I saw the last lap. Those guys were side by side coming over the finish line. It was really fun to watch in the rearview mirror.
Oh man, so yeah, you don't even need to watch the VOD replay because you saw it all firsthand in the rearview mirror. Best seat in the house, I would imagine, for something like that. That was so exciting. Are you excited for the rest of this season now?
Yeah, kind of, but sadly I will be missing the next 3 races because I won't be around. But
heartbreaker, Ozzy.
Yeah, but I'll be around for the last couple of races.
All right. Well, I'll hold you to it, and I'm looking forward to it, man. I am just so happy to see you. Not just one victory here tonight, but you got both victories here. I know you're a fast driver. I know you're a clean driver. I know you're consistent. You've just had terrible luck last season, I feel like, that didn't give you an opportunity.
What's that?
Okay. We'll never mention season 1. It never happened. It never existed. Season 2 is a clean slate for the Oz man, and on to greener pastures. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about here before I send you off?
I just want to thank everyone for, especially Martin, for putting on up this series, because I kind of enjoy racing with these group of guys, and it was a lot of fun.
It absolutely looks like it, yeah. And thank you, Martin, and thank you to all the staff members for putting on not only this event, but the Small Wheels Championship on Wednesday, as well as the Time Attack trials that are going on the weekly basis, as well as the fun events that go on the alternate Wednesdays that we're not doing the Small Wheels event. Plebian Racing is absolutely taking off, and this group of guys is a riot to hang out with. You're right about that, Ozzy. Thank you so much. I'm going to dump you back into the championship race chat and finish up the stream unless anybody else has anything they want to say. Let me know in chat. Thank you, Ozzy, and take care, brother. All right. I am so glad that we were able to get that happening. So happy to touch base with Ozzy. I never talked to him before that moment, and super humble, just down-to-earth guy, it sounded like, and just super happy to be here and be a part of the race. It's a darn shame, though, and he will be missing out on the next 3 races, but glad that he's going to be able to come up to the ending 3 races, possibly. What I'm excited to see if he can pull kind of a James leader and pull the old switcheroo on us, right? And throw this at the wall and get the podium places for all the races he shows up, and maybe be in contention for P2 or P3 at least. Because I have a feeling like the guys at the front now, Kurt Moss, Penguin, Brendan Williams, Good Neighbor, might all shake up the standings with a little bit of inconsistency, to not be rude, but I have a feeling like that's what's going to plague a couple of the drivers. Let's look at the driver standings very quickly, I think. Yep, as they are completed for race 1 and race 2. So let's get this underway. We've got Ozzy Wilson in P1 for the standings with 20 points. Kurt Moss only 2 points back with 2 P2 finishes with 18 points. Brandon Williams, holy Toledo, with P3 with 12 points. Where did you come from, Mr. Consistency? No wonder you're battling Penguins so hard. Penguin's not even up here in the top 10 right now. Excuse me, he is in P8. I'll stand by. Jordan White in P4 with 11 points. Joseph Chow in 5th with 10. Pasha with 9 points in 6th. Good Neighbor with 9. Also Penguin in 8th. Brett tied for 8th. Dave Martin with 2. Rookie with 2. And Tristan Blizzard with just the 1.4 showing up in here to party. Smoke not scoring any points here tonight, unfortunately, with, I believe it was the DNF, and scored outside of the points in race 1. This has been possibly, man, the MX-5 was amazing yesterday. This has been amazing today. I am just over the moon about this season coming up. I'm just, if this is what it's going to be like for the next 7 weeks straight, I am A, definitely losing my voice. I am B, definitely dedicating every Saturday I have to this to make sure that I'm around, minus the 4th of July weekend, obviously. And then also, the Small Wheels Championship is going to be just as spicy as this, with as many newcomers as we've seen so far. So if you haven't checked it out, if you're on Twitch, please scroll down to the About Me section. All of the links and schedules are there. If you are on YouTube, go find us on Twitch. The links are also down there. Find us on Discord. Our socials are linked all around the YouTube page right now. And join us on Wednesdays, Saturdays. You've got no excuse other than if you got to go walk your dog. That's it for me. This is Sagar B here in the booth. If you've got any questions, you know where to find me. At Plebian Racing in the Discord. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. And as always, please, Familia, stay safe.